Hi, welcome to the Batch Lady, where today I am making mushroom Alfredo pasta. This is a lovely, easy dish to batch cook. You can make one for now, one for later, and put your one for later in the freezer and use it later on. I am showing you this recipe in conjunction with Pyrex because they have their new cook and heat range that you can take from the freezer, put in the microwave, just pull open the little tabs, and then you can heat food directly from frozen. So brilliant for any batch cookers out there who just want quick meals when you come home from work, you forgot to take something out the freezer and you want to just quickly heat it up, okay? So let's get going. What are you going to need? You're going to need some olive oil, some salt and pepper, some milk, some frozen chopped onions, about 115 grams. You're going to need some grated cheddar, some soft cheese as well, some butter, sliced chestnut mushrooms, or you can slice them yourself, some frozen chopped garlic, or you could use any types of garlic you want, and some pasta, 350 grams of pasta, okay? The full recipe will be linked to this video. Right, to get started, you want to have boiled your kettle. Our pasta is already in this pan, and we're going to get it on the boil for 6 minutes. Now, you only want to cook it for 6 minutes. 6 minutes doesn't actually mean it's cooked all the way. So this is if you are putting it in the freezer, okay? So when you bring it out the freezer and you recook it, you won't have mushy pasta. If you're making this recipe tonight to eat straight away, you can cook the pasta the full amount of the way, okay? So we've got it on for 6 minutes. Make sure you check your watch. You only want to do that for that amount of time. Then you want to take another pan and you want to put some oil on it and get it on the heat as well. Add your oil. Now, I'm going to add my frozen chopped onions. I'm using 115 grams of these. These just come from the supermarket, already frozen, already chopped. If you're batch cooking, you're making lots of meals, these work great, but you can just use 2 chopped onions at the same time. It's entirely up to you, like if you want to just cook your ones from fresh. Add in your 2 teaspoons of garlic, which I've got in my leftover in my bag. And then also add in your mushrooms. And we're just going to, as your pasta's cooking for your 6 minutes, you've got about 8 minutes when you want your mushrooms to cook down, go nice and soft with your garlic and your onions. And we'll come back and see what they look like once they're all cooked. Okay, so that's my 8 minutes up for this. I've already taken my pasta off and drained it after the 6 minutes. My 8 minutes is up here. I'm just going to pour everything out of the frying pan into a bowl and just set it aside just now. Okay, so frying pan goes back on the heat. This time you're going to add your butter and allow it to start to melt. As your butter is melting, you're going to add in your flour. So just give it a little stir around, allow it to just start to melt. And basically this is us now making the sauce, okay? That's the Alfredo sauce that's going to go with this dish. Once it started melting, add in your flour, remove it onto a lower heat if it's too hot. You don't want it to burn, and start mixing in your flour. This is going to make a roux. And it looks like that. Okay, so you're making a roux, and I'm using a little sort of whisk for this. Next we're going to grab our milk. We're using 500 grams of milk. I'm going to bring you over to the stove and let you see this next bit from close up. So once you've got your roux going, you can start to add your milk. Add half of your milk and give it a mix around, and you want all those lumps to disappear. So just keep mixing it on the heat, and they'll start to disappear. And then once it starts to thicken, you can add the rest of your milk. It's thickening already. It's thickened really quickly. Look at that. Make sure you've got all the lumps out and just add in the rest of your milk. Okay, once you've got your sauce to that beautiful velvety consistency, you want to add in your cheese and your soft cheese, your 100 grams of soft cheese. Just add it in, give it a mix around, and let it all melt and come together. Okay, and there we have it, guys. Just a couple of minutes and we have this beautiful, thick, creamy Alfredo sauce. Okay, now to this, you just want to add your mushrooms and your onions back in. Give it a good mix around. It smells amazing. The garlic, the onions, the mushrooms. Like I say, you could, if you want, add chicken to this as well, if you wanted to really bulk it out as a meal. Then all you want to do is get your Pyrex dish, okay? Your cook and heat Pyrex dish. I'm just going to add my pasta to the pan. Don't worry if it's gone like that and it's sort of stuck together. It'll just need sort of the sauce to be pulled through it. So just take your time and give it a little mix around. This is beautiful, guys. It's so lovely. It feels summery and nice and easy. And if you think about this, this is a pasta dish, but this is not what you want to do when you come home from work. You don't want to get all the ingredients out and make a roux and all of that. Instead, you want to have it in your dish. Just pour it in. Try not to make sure it goes down the sides. Move this out the way so that you can see. And there you have it, guys. Oh, absolutely delicious. Cheesy, yummy, really tasty. Now, allow it to cool. Once it's cooled down, and only once it's cooled down, you can put the lid on this, open the clips, put the lid on, press the clips closed, and that is ready for the freezer. Now, when you come home from work and you're in a hurry, you can take it out the freezer straight from frozen. If you want to cook it in the oven, you can simply take the lid off and you cook this in the oven at 180 for 50 minutes with some foil over the top of it. But if you come home from work and you don't have 50 minutes to wait, leave the lid on, open the clips, put it in the microwave. You're putting it in the microwave for 3 minutes on high, then very carefully take the top off, watch, because the steam will come out. Give it a mix around, put the top back on, leaving the lids open, put it in for another 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure it is absolutely piping hot. Within 6 minutes, you are good to have a beautiful home-cooked pasta meal set on the table for your family.